Hey there, guys and gals of YouTube world. It is Saturday, October 16th. I hope this finds you doing well. Remember, feel free to tell a friend about this channel. And make sure you subscribe, click the thumbs up if you like the video, and make sure you share it to your Facebook page, Instagram, wherever you want to share it to. Email it to others, because word needs to get out about it, because society's lacking. If you watched my video from yesterday talking about Americans in debt, debt is rampant. People don't realize the economy, the world, job-wise, is downsizing. You know, automation has been here for a while and it's just increasing. Okay, as we get more automated, certain jobs will disappear. All right, and even if you have a great job, there's no guarantee you won't get laid off tomorrow. You just don't know. All right, hopefully that's not the case for any of you, but you just don't know. All right, so something I want to talk about today is passive income. It's kind of a buzzword in the financial world, all right? But if you think about investing, you always hear, like the majority of investing that Americans do is in the stock market. How do they do it? They do it with 401ks, maybe in their IRAs, index funds, ETFs, that sort of thing. I was a stock investor for 30 plus years, all right? While I was investing, I used to think about some, but I always figure I'll worry about when I'm older and I'm rich. But what I'll think about is my stocks grow, and say I get to that $1 million in stocks. If the day comes I got to live off of them, how do I decide what stocks to sell? And as I sell them, I'm getting less stocks, so over time I might have less money, you know, because I might run out of stocks to sell unless they keep growing a lot. Okay, so stocks, as much as I love them, there's nothing wrong with investing in the stock market. Not just index funds, buy selective stocks. Look at Domino's Pizza in 2011, look at it today. You would have made a ton of money, hundreds of percent, thousands of percent, whatever it was. And there's story after story after story of individual stocks doing that. There's not story after story of the S&P 500 making hundreds of percent in a short period of time, thousands of percent in a short period of time. But with passive income, you do have dividends from the stock market, but they're going to pay 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, 6%, roughly. Occasionally, some may pay a little higher. Unless you have a big pot of money, you can't live off that. All right. The most common way of getting passive income is real estate. You've heard me talk about real estate. Why? How am I here in Florida? How am I living here? It's like the missus and I, she's down here now. Sometimes we just look at each other and we'll just be like, we're joking to each other because we appreciate it. We're like, what a life. You know, what a life, because we're not working. I'm not saying I'll never work again, but we're not working. Sure, my hair is getting gray, but I'm not 80, I'm not 70, I'm not 60. Okay, so I retired a bit younger, and I didn't retire and stay in my house in Virginia that had a big giant hill and was an old 1955 house that I did renovate. I didn't just stay there. I moved to a $750,000 house down in Florida with a swimming pool on the water that accesses the big bodies of water called the oceans. I could get a boat. I have a kayak. I need to make a video on the kayak. I could get jet skis if I feel like spending that money, if I get more money. Because I am living here off my investments, but I'm what I call lean, financially free. And I want to pad that a bit more, which I'm working on padding it a bit more, okay? But real estate is what has done that for me, all right? And I want everybody to look in the mirror at themselves. If you don't have a single rental property, look in the mirror, think about where you work at, think about how much money you make, think about what you currently have. Do you have a 401k? Do you have an IRA? Do you have cash in the bank? What do you have? Can you come up with down payment for a rental house? We'll use that, what I commonly say, that $100,000 rental house, 20% down would be $20,000, plus closing costs, let's just say it's $25,000. Can you come up with it? Because you got to start and get that first one. Because if you never get the first one, you never get started. Once you get the first one, you can build. You got to get that first one, though. You got to get started, and you can build. But you got to run your numbers. And I'm not covering running your numbers in this video. But let's say you're getting positive cash flow. Let's just say it's $250. Okay, $250 is not going to make you rich, right? But if one house gives you $250, when you get a second one, you got $500. When you get a third one, you got $750. When you pick up a fourth, you got $1,000 a month, positive cash flow. All the while, your tenants are paying your mortgages, so you're gaining equity in your properties because your tenants are paying it down. So you're worth more. Your net worth is increasing. Okay? And once you get four, if you got $1,000 a month, if you're still working your job, you still have income coming in. If you're able to save money before to save up that initial $25,000, now you got an extra $1,000 a month. So you can save up money even faster to get number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10. And once you get to 10, if you're only getting $250 a month, you're now getting $2,500 a month. $2,500 a month is like $30,000 a year. Okay, that might not be enough to live on. It might not be enough to replace your current income, but it'll sure help. It's $30,000. And once you get that much, you keep building upon it if you so desire. Or another way of passive income, real estate is the most well-known way, the easiest way. And I won't say it's easy. I got a hair or something coming to my eye. I won't say it's easy, but it's not difficult either. It's not rocket science, okay? So once you get your first, and your first sometimes can be hard. It can be a challenge, okay? Because especially now the market's tight, it's expensive everywhere, I understand. It can be a challenge, but once you get your first, it goes slow. It doesn't happen overnight, it goes slow. But as long as you're working a job, and I've said this in almost every video, as long as you're working a job, you have more income coming in. You can motivate yourself to save even more money. Figure it out. Figure out how to cut costs to save even more. So speed up getting additional rental property, okay? And then once the day comes, you become accredited. That means you have a net worth of $1 million. And there's other ways to become accredited, but that's the main way. You get a net worth of $1 million, not counting your personal residence. Then other doors open up for you. You can invest in various syndications. I'll just make an example. I'll give you an example. This guy named Grant Cardone, you may have heard of him. He's a billionaire. I watched a video from him recently. At age 51, he said he was burnt out, 30 pounds overweight, traveling over the world, sick and tired of traveling, had a family, just had a kid. And his net worth, he said, was like $4 or $5 million. And that was a good to me, that's a good net worth. But he was just burnt out, is what he said. And then he started investing in real estate. And he started buying apartments. And he grew it a lot. And now he's 63, and he's a billionaire with a B. And he owns close to 10,000 rental units. That's a lot of rental units. Okay, that's why I think his rental units have a total value pushing $3 billion. And then however much is the debt, I don't know exactly how much debt is. But anyway, the point is he started when he was 51. Now he's 63. All right, he figured out, like he says, he figured out to take money that was invested in his 401k and his IRAs in the stock market. He figured out how to make it work for him to keep growing. Because with real estate, you can do that. I have talked about in videos, you watch my story of 1 to 25 or 0 to 25, I talked about using cashback refinances. I talked about using a HELOC. I talked about selling a property and buying 4. Once you get started, there's ways to exponentially grow, okay? And as you exponentially grow, I took one house and turned it into 4. That's, to use my rough numbers, that's $250 into $1,000 a month, positive cash flow, okay? But by getting that, it's allowed me to move here to Florida, into a nice house with a swimming pool on the water, okay? I'm working to grow my investments because I want to move above lean financial independence, because if I'm lean, if something bad happens, if all my tenants stop paying, I could lose stuff. You know, I could crash and burn. I used to ride motorcycles. I could crash and burn. I don't want to crash and burn. I want to keep growing. I want a comfort level. So what I've done, I've mentioned this, I've branched out into both oil drilling and mineral rights, above and beyond real estate. I'm trying to buy 2 more houses right now. It's, like always, just excruciating slow to do this. It takes time. You gotta have patience. But with the oil and the mineral rights, I had a long talk with my oil contact yesterday. I've watched numerous webinars and YouTube videos by both organizations, because it's 2 different companies. And right now, it's like, as they say, we're in the perfect storm right now for the energy investments, the oil and mineral rights. And that's what I think will exponentially grow my wealth, I do believe. It'll take a little bit of time. Nothing happens overnight. Like my mastermind group, and then probably next week, I'll get my monthly oil revenue check. And I'll post in my mastermind group how much it was. The first 4 months of getting it, because it starts slow and it builds up. First 4 months was 3.9%, 4.9%, 5.8%, 7.65%. It was a bigger jump in the fourth month, 7.65. The next 3 months, as the rest of this year plays out, I think it'll be smaller jumps. I don't know what, maybe it'll be 7.5 or 7.8 or 8.1 or whatever. But they're in the process of drilling some wells now. They've started. And so by January, February, I think we're going to see those numbers jump up, maybe 12%, 15%, 20%. They're going to keep jumping up as next year continues on, maybe 25, 30, 35, 40%. And then when at the end of the year they may sell, and it may be a 4x, 5x return for me. And 4x, 5x, I think you know what that means. And that could be a chunk of money right there, which then I will invest a lot of that either back into the oil, mineral rights, or real estate, because that's what wealthy people do. They don't put the money in their pocket. Yes, they might tap into it, but they keep growing it. They keep investing it, okay? And I'm not greedy, but I want to get that comfort level, and then I want to leave something for my heirs behind, above and beyond me. But I want to get to the point where I can travel without fear. If I want to go out and eat, like right now I get a free meal from Chipotle 6 times a month with my credit card. 3 on one credit card, 3 on the other, get 6 free meals. I share it with my wife. We each get a free meal. But then when the day will come where I can go out and pay for my dinner in the restaurant. Okay, maybe I could do that now, but I don't have a lot of spare money, so I don't want to do that. I'm making choices because I plan to do that soon, but not just today. Okay. All right, this is getting long. It's already over 12 minutes, and I know a lot of you would have cut out before now. So y'all take care, stay safe, do start investing. Email me if you got any questions. I said in an email, YouTube video a long while back, don't email me if I don't know you. I was in a bad mood then because I had so many things working against me, but I made it through, pulled through, and life goes on. So if you got any questions, comments, feel free to email me. My email's in the description. Y'all take care. Mazske is signing out.